Hey everybody, I wanted to show Pear Deck to you because it's one of the few things that I felt was so awesome that I'm going to even use it when we get back together in person in the classroom. It's so engaging and it's a great snapshot of what kids are thinking, increases participation, so I love it. So if you haven't done so yet, go ahead and download the Pear Deck Google Chrome extension. That's your first step. Okay, so now that you have the Google Chrome Pear Deck extension, realize that you can't use it on a PowerPoint. It has to be on Google Slides. So let's open up one of our Google Slides. And to activate Pear Deck, you need to go on to Add-ons, Pear Deck for Google Slides, open. Okay, so I made this slide. I have a math equation. You can use this like a whiteboard and have them show you your answers. I had a hard time with seeing kids' answers with pieces of paper in the camera, so that's why I did it this way when we had already done a lesson together and I wanted to check their understanding. And it's a little bit nicer because a Kahoot sometimes doesn't give enough think time to kids. So I think that's kind of one of the advantages of Pear Deck is you get to see like their real work. And then sometimes if you have time, it's the kids enjoy like little things to select when they finish early, but that's just extra. Don't worry about that now. Okay. Anyway, so I have this equation I want them to solve, and I have a couple choices. I could have them text and type an answer, or I can have them draw or write an answer, and I think I want them to draw the answer. So I'm going to click that one. And it's going to add it to this slide. So when I present it, the kids will get a toolbar that looks like this. On the kids' version of the slide, they'll get a chance to choose from a pencil, a highlighter. They can make a line or create a text box anywhere on the screen. They can also erase. On the full bar on the far right, there's an undo and delete everything you've done button. I should have taken a picture of that, but just notes on the far right if they ask for it. Okay, last thing I want to say before I show you the next step. This little part right here that, I don't know how much space that is, just know that when you're looking at it and the kids are looking at it, it's kind of like dead space. Like if I had a bunch of text down here, I wouldn't be able to read it when I was presenting. So avoid putting anything underneath this gray bar right here. Also consider how much words are on the text. So let me show you what I mean. Okay, so when I was teaching summer school, one thing to think about, I just did some screenshots of a PDF and I put it into this thing, maybe like an anchor chart or something. The kids said, like, look right here. You can't see that when I presented it very well. So that was something I learned. Also, the kids said that if it was any more text than this, they had a really hard time reading it. So maybe only do 1 or 2 paragraphs per slide because they really can't zoom in during your presentation. So even though like this is only like a quarter or half of a page of a PDF, if you do any more text than this, the kids it's just too hard for them to read when you do presentation mode. Just something to consider. Something else that I learned is I have this picture of a PDF file of Florida Keys, right? Well, if I was actually teaching this, I might have a few questions for the kids, but you can only add 1 interactive question per slide. So for this one, I had them type their inference about this text, and on their screen, it showed up in the right, and they were able to use their keyboards to write it. Now, on this one, I don't know what happened to the thing. I had them underline and circle the keywords and vocabulary or the main idea of this. So this one had a drawing component attached to it. I just wanted to point out that you can't actually have more than 1 interactive question per thing. So consider like duplicating a couple slides to make it easier if you're going to ask a bunch of questions about a certain part of a text. Okay, when you're ready to present, maybe you're in your Google Meets or your Zoom, remember you're going to have to go to add-ons and launch that Pear Deck. This will pop up. Start the lesson. And this is the student-paced activity is for posting on Google Classroom. This one is if you're doing a live session. You can share this code, but pro tip, I just copy the link and I drop it straight into the Google Meet chat box. I know this sounds confusing. I'm sorry I don't have a separate device or way to show this to you at the moment, but I showed you what the presentation mode would be for the kids. Now, on your separate device, so if I'm going to teach a lesson, I'm going to log into peardeck.com teacher dashboard on my tablet, maybe a phone or another computer, so I can see who is saying what at that time. You might talk about digital citizenship with your kids, but when I was teaching summer school in real time, not having the teacher dashboard meant I didn't know if kids were not responding or if they weren't making any attempts. So this fall, when I do Pear Deck, I am going to give kids a chance to create a response to show they don't know the answer yet, but it shows me that they're actually paying attention. So I'm going to prompt them and say, try your best to solve this problem, or type, I'm not sure yet, maybe with like a growth mindset message, just because if you have a kid doing nothing, you don't know really what they're doing at their computer. So it's kind of helpful to give them an opportunity to voice what's going on from their perspective. So in your separate device, monitoring what's going on in the other thing, your Google Meets or the Zoom, this is your teacher dashboard. You're going to go to teacher login and then scroll to sessions and click on the session. Now, projector mode is when you're presenting to the whole class, but this is your separate device, right? So we're going to do the open dashboard. Okay, I only have one kid logged in right now, and this was their response. If I had 10 kids logged in, they would have 10 responses listed all here, okay? And at the end of the session, when I click end, it says publish takeaways. I get a copy and the kid gets a copy sent to their email. Now, this is useful because, if you're doing interventions, you can see who's struggling. If you're having some digital citizenship issues, you can follow up with it with the kid and a parent maybe to say like, hey, this is what your child was doing instead of the assignment. So it's kind of helpful. And let's see what it says on the takeaways. I actually haven't done this yet. It publishes a report, but my Google Classroom has been deactivated because it was from summer school, so I'm not able to show you what that looks like. But I hope this was helpful for you. Honestly, I love Pear Deck and I can't wait to continue to use it. It's engaging, captures kids' ideas, and it really supports you knowing where they are. So hopefully this was helpful for you. Sorry it was so long. Have a great day.